What's going on, Ghostface? How you doing? We're getting started here shortly. Just making sure I'm sending out all the necessary invites. You guys let me know. I used to streaming on YouTube, but having some issues on there. So now trying different platforms, trying to see which one works best with me. I am streaming on like multiple different ones at once. We're taking it one step at a time. See, Ghostface, I got your guy down there still. Said it's working good. That is awesome. I know when my Friday the 13th Part 2 stream, Death, when he was here, was having issues with it. It kept freezing on him and said the sound was cutting out. Good to hear that it's working for you. I'm just going to give it another 5 minutes and then we'll get started the movie. Which, for anybody watching that doesn't know how this works, especially if you come into the stream and you're starting off at the beginning. I will be doing a countdown, and when I say play, you will hit play on your movie, and that movie tonight is Friday the 13th, Part 3. I'm going to be doing a little bit of a commentary for it. And don't worry, Ghostface, just to educate myself further on what I wanted to illustrate from the last movie to this movie, I did go back and refresh myself on how many people died in Part 2 and how many bodies they would have found. And by my count, there should be... I'll watch Scream 3 while you're watching Friday the 13th Part 3. Not bad. Hey! What's going on, Ghost? Or Never Hikes Alone, Jason? It's a new name, so like it's pretty much I don't know whether to keep it rolled over from YouTube or not. But yeah, by my count, all the bodies that they should have found in Part 2 should have been, if you're counting the head of Mrs. Voorhees and Paul, it should have been about 10, maybe 11 bodies. I'm saying about 10. So I'm keeping that in mind as we listen to the news report once the movie. Which, let me switch over to my commentary screen. Made a couple of adjustments. There we go. Not anything way out there. Well, I figured Ghostface would, especially after the Scream TV show came out, Ghostface would by itself would be hard to get a name, let alone the Dead by Daylight character add-on. That would have made it super hard to find that name. See, everything is working. I know last time Facebook wasn't working. Some copycat took my name. Damn copycats. Because I don't think my Facebook chat connects over. So I wanted to make sure I had that pulled up along with everything. What I'm seeing, everything looks like we are good to go. All right. So back to what I was saying. We are watching Friday the 13th Part 3. I'm going to be doing the commentary to it. It's going to be where I'm watching the movie. Of course, you are not. I'll be giving a countdown to reiterate what I said earlier, that I'll be counting down from 5 down to play. Once I say play, that's when the movie will begin, and that's when you can put in a copy of the movie yourself, and hit play and watch along with me and listen to my commentary as you see what I see. And pretty much, who knows, due to all the streaming issues, not technical, but legal, I guess you could say. Um, if either I somehow get the copyright strike removed, we will be back on YouTube sooner. But as of right now, the whole YouTube streaming is non-existent. I will still be uploading the commentaries to YouTube. So if you can't make it at all, feel free to subscribe and wait for those to come out. This one will be out likely tomorrow. And then, of course, I still got Dark Theories, Bloodletting, which seems to be two of my more popular series, and I will definitely continue those on. Those will be uploaded to YouTube as well. But for right now, streaming will be through Twitch, Mixer, D Live, and Facebook until, at the latest, from what I understand, October 22nd. So that's where we're standing as far as streaming on YouTube. Some of this clutter. Alright, so with that being said, let me turn off the music. And let me find my movie. You may hear it real quick, but I'm going to pause it. There we go. Alright. Alright, so am I going to do a commentary on the remake? Yes, I will. I will finish out the entire Friday the 13th series, and now with me doing them twice a week instead of the original plan once a week, I'll probably bang those out fairly quickly. The only commentary I see that I may have some issues with is once we get to October, because I do leave for Comic-Con there. So I may pre-record a commentary and premiere it on the page. That way you guys can comment as well on there. This will also be premiered on the page tomorrow. So you guys can watch the entire broadcast as it played right now. And you'll be able to comment as if it was a live stream. Then, of course, October will be Halloween. We'll be going through all of the Halloween movies. Not sure if I'm going to do the Rob Zombie ones, because Halloween is such a short window. I may start with maybe the new timeline, and then maybe work my way backwards. Then pretty much after that, I'd probably say A Nightmare on Elm Street just to get the big three out of the way. And then after that, I'll do a poll after the Nightmare on Elm Street commentaries. And then I'll be streaming again on YouTube. So we'll be more active on there as we were before the copyright strike. Then it's likely going to be probably a toss-up between Child's Play, Scream, Hatchet, pretty much any number of George Romero movies, Return of the Living Dead. We'll see from there. Actually, give me one moment. Let me make sure my room is secure, because I don't want my dogs barking to mess with the audio any more than it has to. All right. Skip the Halloween remakes. I wouldn't blame you. I mean, to me, I'm a completionist. So if I start it, I'm going to want to finish it. That's just essentially how I am. It's just a way with the Halloween movies. If I want to keep it the most relevant, do I want to just do Halloween 1 and then Halloween 2018 and then work my way 2, 3, 4, or just do it in a linear style where I go Halloween 1 through 8, Rob Zombie's movies, then Halloween 2018. It's just a way of figuring out how I would want to do it. That, or what I could do, um, doing Halloween 1 through 8 and 2018, and then pretty much saving all of the remakes like Friday the 13th, The Nightmare on Elm Street, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, all of that, and condense that into a single month in itself, like remake month, where I'll do nothing but the remake commentaries. I could see your point on that, Ghostface. I mean, I've always said the Rob Zombie Halloween movies, if you would have put a different mask and a different title on them, they would have been awesome. Like, they wouldn't have had the what's the word I'm looking for? They wouldn't have had all of the baggage that comes with the series before and what fans expectations, I guess you could say. Wouldn't have had all the expectations on his version of Michael Myers. It would have been a completely different slasher and would have worked in itself given the backstory that he had for him. But the Michael Myers he has, you could easily, if you told me that took place in the 70s when he grew up, I would believe he was probably like a long lost member of the Firefly family. Like Otis's long lost cousin. Which, I mean, you never know. In Rob Zombie's movies, you figure Three from Hell takes place going into the late 70s, early 80s, I would want to say. So you would think that you never know if Otis survives. He might end up being the father of Rob Zombie's Michael. Maybe. I mean, it's stretching a bit, but maybe. Especially because you could have Bill Moseley do any of the Myers family lines and it sounds like it comes from Otis. I mean, very true, Ghostface. You do not have a remake for Scream yet. Although, from what I remember hearing, that may change. Because I remember they were actually touting the same thing about Child's Play. And less than a year after people were saying that, we got a Child's Play remake. Unless you end up counting, I would say you end up counting the TV show. That's a reboot in itself. But it's not a movie.
Hello. It's Go Stabby Tuesday. You canceled on Monday, so it's Go Stabby Tuesday now.
Well, we are getting ready to watch Friday the 13th.
Okay. I can't drink.
What are you doing?
I can't drink.
How are you going to drink?
I don't know.
You didn't think this through?
There you go.
Oh my gosh. Oh, you have your gloves on or nothing?
No, I couldn't find my gloves.
What is that?
Huh. Huh?
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's supposed to be your belt. Why do you have it as a tie?
I don't know. I look fancy.
It looks fancy.
Yeah.
You got fancy for the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, some remakes are the exception.
Let me get my chair.
But for the good majority, yeah, I agree. Most remakes, they try to do way too much with the characters and it just falls flat. Abby, Abby, Abby,
What?
you're about to hit the light.
Oh. Hold on. I got this.
No. You don't.
Uh-huh. I got this.
Alright. So, without delay anymore, let's get to this. And we will begin.
I made it past.
So get your movies ready. Get your popcorn in hand. Get your drink
Hold on.
iced down. And we are beginning in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. And you know you're not going to be able to hear it, right?
Yeah, I can watch it. I can pretend I hear it.
You nitwit.
I can pretend. I got fancy for this.
Get our recap of part 2. You gotta get the sweater before he goes into rage mode. Would have been nice if they would have put that into the game too, where when you use the sweater, Pamela's face in like this whole scene kind of fades in and out, making Jason apprehensive. Would have been a nice little effect. I don't know how they would have did it, but it would have been nice to see. Still getting a fucking pick to the calf. That shit's gotta hurt. I mean, obviously she's limping. I mean, those things aren't designed to necessarily slice. And the machete down into the shoulder. Ghost Abby. Of course it's Ghost Abby. She made sure to poke herself and interject.
Mm-hmm. You don't stream on Monday, so it's not Ghost Abby Monday anymore.
Well, it might be Ghost Abby Monday next week. Maybe. If you're good.
What do you mean if I'm good?
If you're good. I need at least 6 victims. At least 6. It's the summer. You've been slacking. See, so volatile. Again. Volatile. And that's it. You will be exiled.
No.
So you wonder with them leaving Jason there, him pulling the machete out and getting away, if he would have took his mother's head. So we know that pretty much renders Jenny's whole interaction with Jason at the end when he burst through the window completely couldn't have happened, since he has the machete still in his shoulder when he pulls her out. It's like watching Bert and Ernie. And the title card. I've been watching Dead Meat way too much. Oh, I love that music though.
Yeah, I love the music too. I love it so much.
Your what?
I said I love the music so much too.
They had a National Freddy Krueger Day? Really?
Well,
When?
We have to really give fans for this.
I need to find out when this is. I need to call and let my work know that it's a holiday for my people.
There we go. We got really fancy for this. You like my bow tie? I got a bow tie on.
Which, with all this, you would imagine this is the one where Jason really became supernatural just because of how the music sounds, the backdrop to the credits, all gives you that sense that, okay, it's a movie monster. Alright, there we go. Oh, it was the day after 9/11, so they stopped doing it. Interesting. I have to look it up. I don't believe I've ever heard of a National Freddy Krueger Day, and I am ashamed to call myself a horror fan and never to have known this.
Yeah.
Uh, 3D effect. Focus on the fucking laundry pole. Okay. So they said 8 corpses were discovered. So now we know we are missing a couple of people.
Bye-bye.
Which, I mean, he had a pickaxe, so yeah. I guess you could call him axe wielding. Okay, so they said 8 victims, so they are missing some people. So again, goes back to my theory that Paul isn't dead. And of course, we see Jason walking through the laundry, getting a new, fresh set of clothes. But if you look when he's walking through that scene with the laundry, he is wearing the flannel. Although right there, it looks like he's now wearing the green shirt and pants. So Jason gets changed super quick. So who else would they be missing? Well, you figure there were 9 people that got killed in Friday the 13th Part 2. That's including Alice. There would have been 8 victims at the camp itself, not including Paul if he was in there. So you figure if they would have found Terry in the shack along with the cop, they would have also found Pamela's head, which would have been counted as a body, and they also would have counted Alice's body as well. So while Pamela's head is debatable, Alice's body is not. You would have found at least 10 victims. With then at that point, if you count Paul, that's 11. At least by my count. I don't know why when I used to watch this scene when I was a kid, it used to make me so hungry and want to own a grocery store myself. Just so I could walk through all the aisles and eat everything.
That's the idea. I would do that.
You would just go down to candy aisle and just take everything. That and Lunchables.
Not my fault.
It is totally your fault.
Nuh-uh.
The Lunchable Queen.
Nuh-uh. The pizza queen.
You're the pizza queen.
Hmm.
They got pizza Lunchables.
Yeah, but I mean any pizza. Except DiGiorno's. That's nasty pizza. That's a fluffy wrap.
This is like holding on to the bunny. Bunny looks all fluffy.
That's what I just said.
Well, I got a headset on.
Yeah,
I hear nothing.
you should.
Oh. Snake and wire effect. It literally scared the shit out of him.
He my dad's parents owned a candy store, and he did that.
Oh, Ghostface. That would have been a dream come true. To just be able to walk in your parents' grocery store and just like snatch things all over.
I think that's what everyone does if they own a store.
Like, anybody ever notice that he never wiped his ass when getting off the toilet? He literally gets killed by Jason, still needing to wipe. And I don't know why that's like more grossing me out than the actual kill.
I will be back. I will be back.
Don't be threatening me.
Shut up. I'm not threatening anybody.
So you wonder how long Jason would have stayed there after killing those two. Yeah, it definitely brings even more smell to the body. Now, with Jason hitting him with the cleaver, would really have killed him that quickly, or did he just have a heart attack? Which is that probably why they brought that up early on? Because you would figure it was only not that far into the chest. In most movies, you see someone get that and they kick on for a little bit, but he just like was done as soon as it penetrated his body. Oh, 3D rat. I mean, that would definitely kill you. Like, they definitely made sure to get the 3D aspect definitely in your face. What the hell? Come out, meet your date. Nah, bring her to me. I don't feel like working. So you wonder how many masks Shelley would have had, and how interesting would it have been if Jason actually picked that mask over the hockey mask? But you wonder with Vera, what was that all about? I mean, was that just some personal home life stuff, or you wonder? Of course, you got Mitch and Chili in the back, toking it up like a fucking Cheech and Chong movie. That's why she like 2 days pregnant. Well, just imagine everybody in the '80s just like reaching, like, I take it. Yeah, exact. Like, because where did the hell did he get the harpoon gun? Let alone the hockey mask with everything else that he had. There was no way he could fit all of that shit in there. Like they're gonna be all tripping balls. Alright, so you know that nobody really discovered their bodies, at least until the next day. So Jason likely stayed there overnight. Still doesn't say how he recovered from such a injury. And whose eyeball did he give to Abel? Do you wonder why Crazy Ralph never ran into him? At least in the movies. Do you wonder also if Jason really did speak to him? Or was it something else, like maybe the ghost of Pamela? I think there's a story there somewhere that we never really got with him and Crazy Ralph. But I still believe Crazy Ralph knew way more than we ever really thought. Do you realize Rick was there for who knows how long? Obviously, we know Jason's there. Why didn't Jason ever just kill Rick when he got there? Or was Jason just now arriving? Shelly versus Randy? Randy, hands down. Randy was a little bit more proactive. Shelly was more naive and I would probably even say reactive. But out of the two, Randy is by far the better character, and I think given the situation, he may have survived one or two of these movies. He could have easily been flipped and Scream as the main character. Which, and for all rights, he should have been, given his knowledge of horror movies and how things played out. Would have been far more interesting than having Sidney Prescott, like, carry on. Like watching all the rooms in there and seeing how they compare to the video game. I don't know. Like, I move around way too much to be in a hammock, let alone with her being pregnant. You figure, isn't that kind of putting your pregnant friend at risk? Yeah, it would have been nice to have more characters bridge the gaps, like between each one of these movies. I mean, we did have Alice from part one to part two. Technically, Jenny from part two to this, if you count the news report. But we could have definitely used more after Tommy Jarvis. Like, I still think Jenny should return. Like, I know those rooms. I know that's the bathroom. Although I realize we are missing a door on the not Pack Night, on the Higgins Haven map. I did not realize that until watching this. When you go upstairs, there's supposed to be 3 doors on the left. We only got 2 doors in the game. I may have to start a petition. Give us our 3rd door. Since we got petitions for everything now. That's so fucked up. Which would have added more weight to the whole joke with Shelly playing dead if they would have known what happened at Packanack 2 instead of just what happened at the grocery store. Who would I rather return, Tommy or Jenny? Personally, Jenny. Because Jenny understood aspects of Jason better than anybody. Especially after rewatching part 2 for that particular commentary, it showed she understood Jason almost, I would probably say, better than any other character that he would have came across, Tommy included. The only other person that would have understood Jason better is Pamela. And it would have been interesting to see Jenny and how everything progressed since part 2.
I play games and you watch.
Like, such a backhanded not compliment, a backhanded like statement to make. Like we don't accept no food stamps. But she's like, where would you even come to that assumption? She doesn't exactly look like she's hurting for money. Guess that was their attempt of trying to make Fox and all them like pretty much seem as unlikable as possible. You kind of figured they were just in the store that you're leaving. Oh yeah, that'd piss them off. Anybody else ever watch him and get Dave Chappelle vibes from the way he looks? I swear, especially when he smiles, he looks just like Dave Chappelle. I've been some shit like trying to run over the bike and you pop your tire. Shelly should have been the hero of the Friday the 13th series. I mean, kinda. It would have been nice if he had more character development and developed into, like, from what we see him starting out as having no self confidence or anything like that, and developing into someone more forward and willing to combat Jason. But pretty much ultimately now he's just known as the guy that Jason got the hockey mask from. Like, of all the people to not tell the story to, how do you not tell the owner of the car that lets you borrow it? Jason watching from the barn. Yeah, I'm calling bullshit. If she's pregnant, it's like 2 days. Like, she literally just peed on a stick and found out she was pregnant. And how the hell did they get there so quickly? Because I assume at least one of their bikes has been damaged and wouldn't be able to ride. So I guess the other two would still be good to ride. So, I mean, I could kind of see that. But if you're riding there on a motorcycle, you would hear that. And given Shelly and Vera's interaction, you would think that would kind of be in their head. Oh no, it doesn't seem like an even trade-off. Like, they damaged one of your motorcycles, which probably costs a good couple of $1,000. And in retaliation, you steal gas out of their van. Doesn't necessarily seem like an even trade-off. You figure for someone that really did not want, seemingly like she did not want to be there and was worried, I guess maybe even being caught or possibly worse, why would you go off on your own into a barn not knowing if there was anybody in there at all? Which clearly there is. I mean, for us as the audience. There he is. Fresh and brand new clothes. I just seen that Ghostface. Shit, if he can get Friday the 13th out of the lawsuit, fuck it. Make him the new Tommy Jarvis. Bring him back from the dead. Make him Undead Shelly and make him the counter to Undead Jason. Like, he would deserve it at that point. Because clearly nobody from Higgins Haven can see that. How many years does Jason wear those clothes and hockey masks? Well, you figure this is 1984. He was essentially buried in those clothes. So in 89, part 5 happens, maybe a year or two. Part 6 happens, we see him still wearing the clothes. Doesn't change the clothes in part 7 or 8. So it might have been a good 15, 20 years, if not longer, that he's been wearing those same clothes. But we know by the time we get to, like, Freddy versus Jason, he's not wearing them, if you consider that canon. Jason Goes to Hell, even. He's wearing completely different clothes. It's just amazing. How the hell did he accomplish that? Like, I get Jason strong, but considering what you would have to do to make that happen, how did he get the pitchfork in her neck and suspend her in the air? Alright, so 2 pitchfork kills. Which, the hockey mask, he loses his original hockey mask in part 4. That gets cut off of him by Trish. Now, going by my one theory of whether the hockey mask he gets in part 6 is the same hockey mask from part 4, that's up for debate. I believe that mask is Roy's mask from part 5. And it's been altered to look reminiscent of that of the mask of part 4. So if you go by that, I would probably say he's only had this hockey mask for maybe a few days. He gets the hockey mask in part 6. He wears that for maybe, I'd say 10, 15 years. Considering when he gets dropped to the bottom of the lake. And then the events of part 7 take place. Yeah, he tried. That just looks brutal. Just like beating the hell out of him in the head. Yeah, because in the beginning of part 7, he has the hockey mask on when Tina's a kid. And I believe when we pick up when she's older, it's been a 10-year time gap and he still has the hockey mask on. And then you have part 8. Well, part 8 he didn't have that hockey mask. He got a new hockey mask in part 8. So you'd probably say from part 6 to 7, there's like a 10 to... I would say 12 years he had that mask for. And then he basically loses the mask he has in part 8 after a couple of days. Nobody knows where the mask came from Jason Goes to Hell. Yeah, that was something I never learned how to do, was like juggle.
I can kind of juggle.
You can kind of?
Yeah.
I don't know, you're accident prone. Start throwing things in the air and they all like hit the ground and just run off. Well, you're not the ghost face from Scream, you're the ghost face from Scary Movie. Hey, what's going on, Ghost? Welcome. We're about 46 minutes into the movie. Jason just beat the hell out of Ollie and clobbered him in the head a few times in the barn. It's like a bit harsh. I mean, especially clearly since you already had the assumption in your head that she wasn't into you. What's going on, Zamir Tracks? Thank you for the follow. Giving me the chance to see my little Pennywise jump up. So you didn't know you played this? I followed, so I appreciate if you check out my YouTube vids. I'll give them a check out. Just if you have anything specific you want me to watch, be sure to send it to my Facebook. Because, I mean, if you got like hundreds of videos, I'm not going to know which one necessarily want me to check out all of them. I don't have that much time, but I mean, I'll check out what I can, without a doubt. But thank you for the follow, though. How far did you have to ride, Ghost? Hopefully it wasn't like a couple of miles that you had to like pedal. And hopefully the stream wasn't the calls that you are like giving yourself a heart attack. I mean, it's good cardio, but I don't want to be the cause of that. Shouldn't have skipped leg day. Alright, so this is 2 years prior to the events of part two. So he already killed Alice, but he hasn't really been seen since. I mean, I'm looking at the clothes. It doesn't look like the same clothes he's wearing right now. The colors are like kind of off. Like I'd never noticed that before. I've heard people say that he's wearing the same clothes that he gets from the grocery store. But right there you can clearly see they're nowhere near the same color. Maybe the pants? Maybe, but it doesn't look like it. So I think a lot of people may have looked at that as maybe because they're the same style kind of clothes, maybe. But I'm thoroughly convinced those are not the same clothes. Do you figure if she ever came to her senses after this movie, how lucky she'd probably count herself 15, 20 years later knowing who and what Jason actually is? And how many more bodies would have been attributed to him? And knowing that she was one of the lucky ones that got away? Hey, now, I only see one outhouse there. The game gave us 4. So you know what? I'll take that as a trade-off. We're missing one room on the second floor of Higgins Haven, but we did gain 3 other outhouses. So I will take that. I mean, it's a good trade-off. That way nobody has... Wait a minute. They clearly have a bathroom with a toilet, don't they? So why go to the outhouse? Or is someone in the shower? Because I think I remember, at least in the Higgins Haven map, there is a toilet on the second floor, isn't there? You know you're high as shit when you start believing the weed is like shaking the outhouse. Like you're like moving and shit and thinking it's the weed. Ooh, what was behind what door? Ghostface? I mean, I assume Jason's hand stayed like that. I'm assuming you're talking about when Trish sliced the machete into it. I'm assuming it always stayed like that, and that's why Jason put on the gloves to try to hold them together. You can definitely hear the kill there with the Jason sound. Like when you're listening with the headset on, you can hear that kill. Like it's not even a it's kill, 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 kill. He would have had to have gotten in the water way a good distance away. Oh, the door we didn't get in the game? I think it was the hammock room. Oh, no, no. The hammock room would have been all the way down on the left by the closet. So, yeah, I wonder what was in that door. Because we see Chris go in there, but I don't think we ever follow her in. I was thinking maybe you saw another door that I didn't see. Assuming that you're watching the movie with me, of course. But yeah, that's a really good question. I might have to look into that. See exactly what the hell was in that room. Or maybe we get to see near the end when Jason starts chasing Chris. But see, this is why I don't want people putting an emphasis on the hockey mask. Because before this movie, the hockey mask wasn't synonymous with Jason. There's nothing special about it. The mask wasn't cursed or anything like that. They need to make a DLC of it. Oh, wait. Never mind. That's what I said. We can always make a petition to go along with all the other petitions that aren't going to do pretty much anything. Let's just make a parody of it. Like Gun Media, give us this room. But now, like I said, it was a good trade-off. They gave us 4 outhouses, so none of the characters ever have to wait to go to the bathroom. Is Ghost Abby paying attention? Sounds about right. This is why Sydney always gets away.
Cause I play this game.
Doing what?
The puzzle.
Puzzles.
Yeah. Ghost Abby loves puzzles. I'm sitting here being good.
And there it is. Freshly put together, fresh clothes, fresh mask, bald head, no. Jason's got some pretty good aim with that shit. You can tell his aim deteriorates when he uses it in part 8, though. So I guess Jason just said to hell with it. I'm getting all of them out of here. Get a Jason with the machete, too. Early on. It just, like, fits him completely. Although he doesn't use the machete as much as people like to remember in the early movies, but still definitely fits his overall design. Alright, so we know they got the bathroom and the hammock room where it's supposed to be. Oh. The impact of that just looks fucking insane. Oh no, that was never why I disliked Jason Takes Manhattan. I just thought the overall concept was a terrible idea, like taking him to New York. But yeah, I definitely agree with you. The people that hate on Jason only being in Manhattan for 30 minutes, when Jason only spends 10 minutes of screen time and Jason Goes to Hell, it definitely works against all that. But yeah, my feelings towards part 8 was always they try to do way too much and they didn't pay any attention to canon, especially with the hallucinations and Rennie's backstory with Jason. Doesn't make any sense whatsoever. It was a nice little touch with the Fangoria magazine. Oh, there you have it. Jason killed a pregnant woman. Yeah, the unmasked face in part 8 was terrible too. But I can see if his face looked like that due to the toxic waste melting it when Rennie throws it on there, but it didn't make sense because he just pulls off the mask and it's already like that, which indicated that it was already there like that to begin with. But I think I was, when part 8 came out, I think I was in the theaters to actually see that. I think I remember being in the theaters with my father to see that. He screamed like a Muppet too. Yeah, that's true. Which, if they were going to melt his face like that and make toxic waste his kryptonite, so to speak, it should have continuously melted his face as pretty much time went on. Like the whole time he's like walking up the sewer system to go after Rennie while they're on the ladder, it should have been melting his face even more and bubbling. Almost like Toxic Avenger, like when he's getting transformed. But to be honest, there was little to no reason to put him in New York, aside from just seeing Jason in New York. That would have been probably better served as a fan film than an actually official canon. Yeah, it was like weird when they splashed him with it. That all of a sudden he's screaming in agony and he's walking like the Tar Man from Return of the Living Dead. So you figure, how determined was Shelley to get back to someone? Because he would have had his throat cut for a while. Because we already went through like 3 victims after Jason got the hockey mask from him. And Shelley stayed alive all that time and then completely gives out. And we get Fried Mitch. Do you wonder with his body burning if it smells like weed? Hot poker. Why so volatile?
Cause you keep kicking me.
Watching violent movies and now you getting volatile?
Yeah. Stop it!
Ugh. Shelly deserves some of that Vera tail. Yeah, I mean, if there was ever going to be a moment when that was going to happen, it was going to be after he dealt with Ali and Fox. If that was going to paint him in any kind of light that would have put those two together, that would have been it. Anybody ever notice how much Rick's sweater looks like Pamela's? Why are you hitting me?
Because your foot is on me. Don't you think about it. Yeah.
I didn't even touch you that time.
Stop it. Oh! Stop it!
I only did half.
We gotta get a bow tie.
Looks like you have a bib one.
It's a bow tie. It's supposed to be a bow tie.
It was Pamela's sweater, but he couldn't activate it because he was a guy. Whatever happened to equal opportunity? Then again, it was the 80s. Just imagine he found the sweater by Jason Shack. He's like, you know what? Nice. Well, here comes the head pop. Ugh. To make an eyeball fly out like that. Especially considering his shoulder is still supposed to be hurting from that wound. Oh yeah, the disco theme. So I was actually glad they allowed me to have that for my one cosplay video when I was showing the hood, and I'm just like, it actually fitted so well. I was prepared to take that video not being monetized at all, and was surprised to see that they actually did shared monetization on that. Which you would figure a lot of people would want to do, especially with trailer reactions. Like, if you're going to try to claim a video, like a reaction or something, that you would kind of do shared monetization because they are promoting you. But apparently not for some people. That's why my Itsy Bitsy reaction got taken down. I took that down myself because the company that made it claimed the entire video. Wasn't another copyright strike or anything. Don't worry about that. That was not the case. But I did take the video down because it was claimed. It's like Jason has a push button for bodies to just drop out of trees. But she's there. She's there. Push it. Which, if they ever make a Friday the 13th Part 2 game, that would actually be a pretty good feature to have. To start building up fear by hiding bodies in certain areas that people would check. And then pretty much if their fear gets... Let's say they get so scared, or everyone gets so scared on the map, that is what sets your rage meter off to where nobody can harm you. That'd be pretty interesting, I believe. So that way you can have bodies in like closets. So when someone's going to hide, they go into the closet and the body's there, and the character gets scared, and it raises your rage meter a little bit. Yeah, YouTube can be a harsh mistress, so to speak. But I mean, I guess it comes good with the bad. Being monetized, going through all the steps that I go through to try to make the channel appealing to you guys. But then on the other hand, from what I understand, YouTube has a disdain for horror channels to begin with. So I mean, it's good with the bad. Jason being attacked by books. See, what is in that door? Oh, wait a minute. No, that would have been the bathroom. So we know that's the bathroom and then the hammock room. But what is in that third door? See, like right here would have been a really good example of that. Like that, or not even rage mode. What if it's like something you could do to alert you, like how the killers are alerted on Dead by Daylight? Ugh. It's the new place for Pamela's shrine. Probably. That's why we're not allowed in there. Ooh. Right in the knee. Got Jason grunting and everything. Ooh. Dark theories. The hell is behind that door? You'd figure you'd twist your ankle falling from that angle. Not angle, but distance. Ugh. Just like reaching like and she wasn't even running around you yet and you're already reaching for her. Oh. Jason doing a stage dive. Out of the way. Jason hobbling his way over. See, that is the drawback of making Jason undead. Is that you don't get parts like that with him limping from being stabbed in the leg. Or would look like the knee. Paul is behind the door. Mystery solved. I can totally get behind that. Like when we saw Chris go in there early on, he was just behind the door like, shh. And she just like steps out. It kind of makes me want to put on the Jason costume. It's like seeing them there like that. It's like, how the hell did she get up there that fast? But you mean to tell me you couldn't recover from being on that beam to, like, hide for your life? Ugh. I'd buy a ticket immediately for that ghost face. Like, you're not getting Jason, you're not getting kills, you're figuring out what was behind that door. He fucked up, it was like nothing but an empty room. The pile of clothes in the center. Yeah, Richard Brooker is usually very much underrated between all the Jasons. That's where they put all the 3D equipment. But hey, Ty, welcome. Glad to see you can make it. I saw your friend request earlier. Was quite pleased to see you followed me over. But I don't know if a friend request gives you a notification that I'm streaming. But I also don't know if friend request means you're following me on here too, because I know you guys aren't in my followed list. I know Ghostface is. I don't know if Ghost or Utai are in there as well. Let me actually check real quick.
I don't think they.
Oh, about to get Jason's face. For some reason, I loved that makeup over every other makeup that we got. And to me, by far, was, up until Kane Hodder in Part 7, the most expression we got.
What? I don't
Oh,
think
thank you,
so.
Ghost. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
The iconic reaching scene. Although I just noticed the blood is actually going back and not down, which we don't see carry over into the next film. Yeah, it's not letting me check it. I'll check it after the movie. So I'm guessing she was supposed to mirror Alice by taking the boat into the middle of the water, but granted, she's in like a little pond kind of thing, it looks like. Chillin' and Frost are behind the door plotting to kill Jason. Probably arguing their love for Michael Myers too. Like, I love Michael. No, I love Michael. Stop disrespecting me. Maskless Jason. Like, I love the way he emotes in that makeup.
I can't say ill. This is my twin.
Like, it looks perfect. I mean, nothing against Tom Savini's makeup in part 4, but that to me was what definitively Jason should have looked like throughout the series. Oh, undead Pamela.
Ew.
Do you wonder if they're going to use that look for the fan film? Which would be pretty awesome to see. Yeah, Ty, I did get the friend request, but I don't think you followed me. So I don't know if a friend request is enough to where you get the notifications when I'm on. So the question is, was she ever even in the lake? Or did she just have a psychotic break where she thought she was in the lake? Yeah, it definitely made no sense unless she knew something about Pamela, but it made no sense because she never made the connection that was Jason. So I would assume that was the death curse of Crystal Lake pretty much working its magic. Or it could have been actually the spirit of Pamela trying to take revenge on Chris for what she did to Jason there. All right.
That was a good movie.
What was that?
I said that was a good movie. I didn't even watch the whole thing.
Yeah, you were on your puzzle game.
It's fun. I might leave soon.
Yeah, I mean, the Undead Pamela figure, we'll get it eventually. With all of that stuff we'll get eventually. It just depends on how long all of this is going to end up taking. Personally, I'm still wanting an ultimate Part 7 Jason from NECA. I don't know, Ghosts. I mean, you can always follow suit and do a petition yourself. Petition NECA to give you Undead Pamela. Alright, I got to stop harping on the whole petition thing. I mean, we all know how ridiculous all of that situation is. And there's like really no one to blame. But I just see it as a joke at this point. But I mean, ultimately we'll get all the figures, like Part 7, Part 8. We'll get all of that. It just depends on how long this is going to take. I just hope it doesn't take like another 3 or 4 years like they're saying. Who should play Pamela in a new movie? If they do a remake of Friday the 13th, I would vote for Amy Steele. I would make Amy Steele the new Pamela. Because what better way to bring her back to the series than if you remake everything, going back to where Pamela's the killer again. And getting Amy Steele to play Pamela Voorhees, who she impersonated in Part 2. Like, that would be perfect. Make a petition to get a figure of me. I'm looking at that, Ghost. There are some Scream 4 figures out there, but they got like a $60 to $200 price tag. The one I'm looking at is a Scream 4 figure that's like $40 that I found. Now, I don't know if it's a bootleg NECA one, but at this point, I'm not collecting purely for just NECA, the name. I'm collecting because I want those characters. So if I have to go to a bootleg, and that's what comes in the mail, that's what I end up getting.
They have to make a figure of me.
That's what we're talking about.
I
But I did find a Ghostface figure. I don't know if it's a bootleg one or not. But at this point, I don't care. I want a Ghostface figure. And I'm likely going to add that to the collection soon. All right, yeah. That was Friday the 13th, part 3. I mean, I'm loving going through all these movies again and being able to talk about it with you guys. Now, unfortunately, Ty, it will not happen when Sean Cunningham dies. There will have to be a deal worked out because if Sean or Victor dies, the case continues on through their next line, like whoever inherits it. So, essentially, there's not going to be an end without a deal. Now, what would suck is if Sean and Victor come to a deal and then one of them die before that deal is finalized, and the next person that goes down to carry on whoever dies their case in court, if they decide the deal isn't enough, then we're back at square one. That would be the issue. I mean, yeah, Ghost, like, pretty much, from what I've seen of the bootlegs, like, the Freddy one, for instance, the only real differences that I saw was Freddy's eye color and the smiling sculpt. And Tina's face, the skin of her face that pretty much you can take off. The eyebrow paint is the only real differences that you can see from the real to the fake. Yeah, that's definitely right, Ghost. But, and Ghostface for that matter. Like, Friday the 13th may very well be screwed then. But the way I look at it is eventually you figure Victor and Sean have an axe to grind with each other. And that's kind of what's holding up the deal because Sean wants all or nothing. And he is not going to allow Victor any kind of percentage, anything like that. The next in line for where this property would go to may be a little more forgiving. And they may allow more liberties or come to a deal for percentage wise, because right now Friday the 13th ain't making anybody anything. Like, you wonder with the game selling on the Switch, the Blu-rays, DVDs, the figures, all of that money that would normally go to Horror Inc. and pretty much the judge ruling that Victor Miller gets his part of it, you wonder now where that money is now going to, because if you can't rule one way or the other, that money has to be going into a pot somewhere, shouldn't it? But I am very hopeful that once the lawsuit and all this copyright stuff is over, that we move directly into production for another movie, especially after hearing Tom McLaughlin's interview for with, I think it was Bloody Disgusting. They have something which that's going to be in the bloodletting video that I end up doing this week about his potential sequel. So hopefully they take that script and move on as soon as it's over and we get a Friday the 13th movie by the following year. Oh man. Yeah, that's pretty much going to do it for the commentary for Friday the 13th Part 3. Let me know if you guys enjoyed it. This will be brought over to YouTube tomorrow. It will be premiered. I'll probably do a premiere around 6:30, 7 o'clock. So that way you guys can watch it, comment on it as everything goes. I'm going to leave the video together as a whole. So, and I'll probably do a timestamp if I can. I'm not sure if I can do that for the premiere. But I'll do what I can to get you guys lined up to where I start the movie, and that way you can rewatch the commentary as we go on. But yeah, they should let Womstomp take a crack at it. Like, without a doubt, Ghost. Like, they already showed they are more than capable of putting together a really good movie, and they didn't even need a body count. So yeah, I definitely completely agree. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here. Looks like we're starting to get a little bit more traction on here between at least 3 of my usual suspects. Then we'll start building on there. Who knows? Maybe in like next week, I'll be back to my normal streaming schedule of Sunday through Wednesday. We'll see. Get a little bit of Dead by Daylight gameplay in there and chat with you guys a little bit more. But I'm going to go ahead and hop off here. I got some videos to record, Dark Theories, Bloodletting, a couple other things as well. But I will see you guys in the next stream, which will be Sunday. Which will be a Friday the 13th Part 4 commentary. But that being said, thank you guys for watching. And I am JG Duck.
And I am Abby.
You are Ghost Abby.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I meant.
Okay. See you guys in the next one.